continuing with Murshid Sam's elemental breath practice. The direction of fire is up, and you can close the gate outside.
Okay.
Leave this door open.
Appropriate fire.
Upper, we have fire engines.
Yeah, we got the fire engines. They gotta go meet the fire. Yeah. Okay, so now for the fire breath, strong inhalation, right nostril. You're really firing up, and you're getting that sense of the burningness of the fire in your body, and some of that came through at the end of that dance. So here's the way I remember Murshid giving it. It's an arouse, and you're arousing energy. You're arousing fire. You're entering the flame. This is something that is overcomes lethargy, for sure. Earth, too much earth, you get sloth, you get a lot of, I can't move, and mix the water and the earth, you get swampy.
And which nostril is which?
The right nostril, you're inhaling.
And then out both?
And out both, yeah. You're not thinking about the exhalation, but just whenever you come to the inhalation, you take that energy up, and you feel the risingness of it as a fire rising in your body. And we'll bring ether into it later. Right now, just to be able to arouse the fire. See, then you can just do it. You can just change your state very quickly. Okay. They stop. When we stop.
Smell of the fire.
guess probably stopped out front.
So can you jump on either leg? Everyone was doing the left leg, which I can't do, so.
Yeah, you can jump
Doesn't
on.
matter?
No, it doesn't matter. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, really? Yeah. That worked.
You're going to bring the ether into the fire.
Ooh.
The ether, the bringing light into the fire makes the fire more like light and less like fire. It transforms the anger into ardor. It brings a sense of the eternal flame. Sacred fire. So your breath is moderated a bit because it's going to be more refined. And I like to do this imagining I'm a fire that's being transmuted into light. So I'm just going to be the fire. I'm not going to try and walk, but I'm going to just kind of be the flame. Okay, but you can do it. You feel a mellowness right in the middle of it, you know, that takes it from kind of the burningness to the fire of the, you know, burning bush, which never goes out. Just as kind of an eternal flame. So you don't have to do it long to get it, but I'd like you to try it. Let's just take a moment with this breath seated and considering all the anger and tendency to just explode things that's in our world. And do this fire breath and then merge it with the ether and feel the influence of your breath working in the atmosphere of the world. bringing this element into the fire, taming it. Ameen. Before we go on to the next practice, I want to read one thing here. This is from Murshid Samuel Lewis's writings on the performance of zikr, in which he gives a number of teachings about concentrating on something before you do the zikr, whether concentrating on a sacred phrase, or concentrating on one of the elements, or concentrating on a realized being, or a particular concentration. This is just some excerpts on the one that he gave on fire. Concentration upon fire, or the fire breath, while not generally given to murids, has very definite purposes. It enables the zakir to sing higher notes. It is excellent before engaging in strife or turmoil, as it banishes fear. It brings latent power to the surface. If continued, it can become harmful. It warms the zakir and often makes him or her uncomfortable for this reason, yet even in cold weather it should not be overdone. It is fine for lethargic people to awaken them. It may produce an outer intoxication. It always takes one away from sobriety. In most instances, it needs to be followed by action. It aids very much in the circulation of the blood, which is really the mainstay of bodily warmth, mental perseverance, and moral courage. It enables people to stand up and often stimulates those who feel sleepy. It is wonderful in protecting oneself from another, but it can cause fear and harm, and is not desirable before dealing with friends. It may be used against the enemies of the moment, providing the zakir always dominates the breath. Then it will achieve success. When one has to be fearless or cast aside sentimentality, it is very good. This form of zikr is often practiced by those who have been prepared to continue their evolution along the path of malik or mastery. And because there are a lot of elements of mastery involved in our study here, I think it's important to see what arousing the fire does to us physically and mentally and emotionally, and how it affects us in our breath relationships with each other. Yeah.
Well, I just was put in mind of Gandhi and Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so strong. you know, just the qualities they showed in bringing, in confronting injustice with bringing light and perseverance and courage, but always light and mastery.
I think that's a very good connection, you know. I mean, I met Martin Luther King, you know, I mean, very passionate person, full of ardor, full of that inner fire, but it had been, you know, it had been tempered by this sense of, you know, the divine presence and you know, the spiritual qualities, so that it became, but you know, I mean, how else can you have the courage, you know, to face the difficulties in life when you're standing for something like that, unless you arouse some quality in you. But you see, when the fire comes up in you, it has. Murshid says you just want to. You can throw yourself in it, but you just burn up ignorance. You know, if you just let the fire. See, this fire is like. Rumi says the real gold says to the counterfeit gold, bring on the fire. Why? Because the counterfeit gold just gets ugly and tarnished in the fire and useless, and the real gold becomes malleable, and the fire makes it soft, and you can shape it into whatever it needs to be shaped into. And so that's that sense of, you know, the molten, you know, the center of our earth is so molten. It's fully, you know, without this fire, we would have perished a long time ago when the planet got totally covered with ice. And so when it was just the breaking through of some of this inner fire that caused it not to just become a perpetual ice bucket here. And so that, you know, and so there's a kinship here with mastery, because we have to overcome, we have to confront and overcome and arouse our, you know, this inner ardor, so that it can burn through ignorance.